Let's now go back to Parliament, where Herbert Ziwa is standing by to speak to the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises that has continuously investigated the closure of the 7 banks by Bank of Uganda. Herbert Ziwa, over to you now.
Much Joel Senyonyi and our viewers, we are indeed here at Parliament continuing with the Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises that is investigating the closure of the 7 banks, as you've heard. And today in the morning, officials from Bank of Uganda, led by the Governor Tumusime Mutebile, appeared before the committee, and we're almost concluding the issues of the closure of Crane Bank that was closed in 2016, around October, and sold in January 2017. But joining me on set is Honorable Anita Amongi, who is the Vice Chairperson of this committee. Honorable, today we understand the committee didn't conclude its proceedings. Why did you adjourn early in the morning?
We had a session this morning with the Bank of Uganda, which was led by the Governor Bank of Uganda, Dr. Mutebile. And previously, in the last session, we were given a CD, soft copies of the documents that were required, which soft copies included the bad book, the loan listing, the depositors, and all those kind of things, including accountability. But on perusal of the documents that we got on the CD, the documents that we required were not available. On the loan listing, they give you the loans. First of all, the loan accounts were duplicated. You'd get one loan account with the 2 customers. And then in the bad book, it wasn't showing the aging, because we want to know how long are these loans stayed on. How long are they taken without paying? So we need to understand why the provisions was at 328 billion, which was affecting the core capital. So we want to know all that kind of thing. And you look at the 478 billion, which was disbursed by Bank of Uganda to Crane Bank, is not accounted for. So we need to understand how that money was spent. How, first of all, we've known how it was requisitioned. It was done by the statutory manager, but we know we need to get the accountability of that money.
Okay. Honorable, we understand that she had planned to end this committee by 14th December, but now today is 17th, and it seems you still have a lot on your table. Are you also going to have the directors of these closed banks? And also understand there are some claims that you are one of the directors of one of the banks, Cooperative Bank. Are you going to invite yourself or the directors of these other closed banks?
First of all, I want to clear this. I have never been in a cooperative bank. I worked in the bank for 10 years, and that was the only bank that I know of. That is Centenary Bank. That is the only bank I can associate myself with, that I worked with. I've never been in a cooperative bank, as you've said. Then 2, we had suggested, we thought we would finish this interrogation and this investigation by 14th, but we are not able to do it. Why? We are not able to get the documentary evidence that we need. And remember, this is an evidence committee. So we need all documentary evidence for us to make a formed point of view on whether these banks were closed wrongly or rightly. Whatever we are given is more of stationery. There's nothing that is tangible that you can look at and say this is what was done. Instead, the documents that we are getting them from outside the bank. But the bank itself, the people responsible, are not giving us correct information. So we will continue with the investigation after Christmas. We have a session tomorrow, and then Wednesday we break for Christmas, then we come back and start from where we have stopped. After we finished with Bank of Uganda, then we will call the owners and the directors of the defunct banks. Okay. And the principle of fair hearing must be observed. We also want to hear from the other people, as we've already heard from Bank of Uganda.
Okay, Honorable, we still understand that there should be a transition between you to the new leadership of the Honorable Munyagwa and Kasivante. Is this likely to be done, or you have to conclude this process and then hand over something that is fresh to them?
We have a Speaker of Parliament in this House, and that can only be decided by the Speaker. It's not me to decide. If the Speaker says we stop the investigation and the other team takes over, we have no problem with that. But it's just prudent enough that the team that has started an investigation must conclude.
Thank you very much. That is Honorable Anita Amongi, the Vice Chairperson of COSASE. And tomorrow they will have a closed session because the auditors today have been tasked to go back, look through the evidence on CD that has been tabled by Bank of Uganda in regards to the loans that were sold to DFCU Bank from Crane Bank, because as Honorable has said, they presume there are some duplications in some of the loans. You can find one loan account having two owners. So that and other things is what the auditors are going to look at, and then afterwards tomorrow the committee will resume in a closed session. Herbert Ziwa here at Parliament with the rest of the team.